However, behind the dazzling lights and pulsating music, a darker reality simmers. The line between entertainment and exploitation blurs. For many working within this nocturnal world, survival, not pleasure, fuels their every move. The women and men who populate the bars, clubs, and massage parlors are not always there by choice. Many are trapped in a cycle of poverty and exploitation, forced to sell their bodies to survive. The sex industry in Thailand is a complex and multifaceted issue, fueled by poverty, lack of opportunity, and societal acceptance. It's a world where vulnerability is preyed upon, and desperation often trumps dignity. The faces that greet tourists with a smile may mask stories of hardship, coercion, and abuse. Take, for instance, the story of Noi, a young woman from a rural village in Isan, Thailand's poorest region. Driven by poverty and the need to support her family, she migrated to Bangkok, lured by the promise of a job in a restaurant. Instead, she found herself trapped in a brothel, forced to service multiple customers each night. Noi's story, though heartbreaking, is not unique. Thousands of women and girls, many trafficked from neighboring countries, find themselves trapped in similar situations. Then there's Somchai, a young man who migrated to Pattaya, hoping to earn money to send back to his family. He found work in a gay bar, entertaining tourists. While he doesn't consider himself a victim, the work takes a toll, both physically and emotionally. He misses his family and dreams of a different life. These stories highlight the human cost of Thailand's thriving sex industry. They remind us that behind the smiles and seductive glances are real people with real lives, hopes, and dreams. Fortunately, there are individuals and organizations working tirelessly to combat exploitation and offer support to those caught in the sex trade. NGOs like Empower and Swing provide essential services, including healthcare, counseling, and vocational training. They offer a lifeline to those seeking to escape the industry, empowering them to rebuild their lives. These organizations also play a crucial role in raising awareness about the realities of the sex trade and advocating for policy changes. They challenge the romanticized notions often associated with sex work, highlighting the exploitation and abuse that often lie beneath the surface. Their work is vital in shifting public perception and promoting a more compassionate and informed approach to this complex issue. The issue of legalizing and regulating sex work in Thailand is a contentious one, sparking heated debates on both sides. Proponents argue that legalization would bring the industry out of the shadows, making it safer for sex workers and reducing exploitation. They believe it would allow for greater regulation, health checks, and support systems for those involved. Opponents, however, argue that legalization would only serve to legitimize and expand the sex industry, potentially increasing trafficking and exploitation. They believe it would send the wrong message, condoning the commodification of human beings. The debate is complex, with no easy answers. It involves navigating a web of moral, ethical, and economic considerations. As visitors to this vibrant country, it's crucial to be mindful of the complexities that exist beyond the surface. The pursuit of pleasure should never come at the expense of another person's well-being. Tourists have a responsibility to be informed, to question the narratives presented to them, and to make conscious choices. Supporting ethical businesses, treating everyone with respect, and educating ourselves about the realities of the sex industry are essential steps in the right direction. By choosing to be informed and compassionate travelers, we can contribute to a safer and more just environment for everyone. The sex industry in Thailand is often intertwined with other forms of exploitation, including human trafficking, drug abuse, and organized crime. Many sex workers are lured into the industry through false promises of well-paying jobs, only to find themselves trapped in a cycle of debt and exploitation. Others are forced into prostitution by family members or traffickers who prey on their vulnerability. The use of drugs is also prevalent in the sex industry, often used as a means of control and exploitation. Sex workers may be forced to use drugs or become addicted, making them more dependent on their exploiters. The presence of organized crime further complicates the issue, as gangs and criminal networks often control brothels and other sex work establishments. The issue of sex work in Thailand presents a moral dilemma for many, particularly for those from cultures where prostitution is illegal or taboo. It challenges preconceived notions about sex, morality, and exploitation. There is no easy answer, and individuals may hold differing views on the matter. However, it's important to approach the issue with sensitivity and respect for all involved. Instead of judging or condemning, it's crucial to listen to the voices of sex workers themselves and understand the factors that have led them to this line of work. Only through empathy and understanding can we hope to address the root causes of exploitation and work towards a more just and equitable society. While the red light districts of Thailand often dominate the narrative surrounding sex work, it's important to remember that the industry extends far beyond these areas. Sex work takes various forms in Thailand, from street prostitution to high-end escort services. It's a complex and often hidden world, operating in the shadows of society. The lives of sex workers are as diverse as the industry itself. Some may engage in sex work voluntarily, while others are forced or coerced. Their motivations are complex and varied, often driven by economic hardship, lack of opportunity, or personal circumstances. As we explore the hidden lives of sex workers in Thailand, let us remember that behind the statistics and stereotypes are real people with real stories. These are mothers, daughters, sons, and friends, each navigating a complex and often challenging world. Instead of judgment, let us offer compassion. Instead of indifference, let us offer support. By shining a light on the realities of sex work in Thailand, we can help to break down the stigma and discrimination that often surrounds those involved. We can advocate for their rights, support their well-being, and work towards a future where